music gets me jacked up every time I hear it.
All right, we a little bit drunker now.
Yeah.
Ready to do this?
We're drunker.
Podcast number 3.
Well, it's number 4 now.
Oh.
Well, number 3, take 2.
No, number
Number 3, coming at you live from Puerto Rico. Just got done surfing. All the boys are here. Ryan's here.
Went to the supermarket.
Brendan's here. How you doing?
Yeah, went to the supermarket. Got a ton of Medallia lights.
Which is what we're drinking
Medallia,
right now.
however you want to say it.
And we're not getting paid to say that.
This is not an advertisement. We actually just love it.
Unless they want to pay us to say it.
The beer was kind of expensive. I don't remember.
How much was it?
Yeah, it was kind of expensive.
So Medallia lights are in 10-ounce cans. So basically, it's not a full American beer.
Which would be what, 12 ounces?
The standard American beer, 12 ounces.
And in draft, sometimes 16.
Sometimes more in a draft. These ones, 10-ounce cans. So you kind of end up drinking like 15 cans of beer, 16, 17 cans of beer sometimes if you're having a late night. And you're like, fuck, I'm hammered. But really, you probably only drank 12 beers. You gotta start doing some conversions in your head, which get super hard after a bunch of beer.
Yeah, you drink at least 6 and you can't convert anything.
Well, you can't convert with just your mind, too. You need to write that shit down.
10 divided by 12 ounces.
Times it by whatever. Yeah.
Don't even.
I just count this as 3/4 of a beer, and that's how I could try to gauge it.
Yeah.
But it
so 2 is 1.5. So then you just have to, there's no good way to do it.
Yeah.
There's only better ways.
The only good way to do it is to just keep drinking and assume
and
assume you didn't have that many. That's the best way to do it.
Yeah.
Jeez. Anyone get hassled this morning in the water?
I did get hassled a little bit.
Some guy grabbed my ankle.
No.
Really?
Yeah, just grabbed it. And he didn't say a word. He just grabbed it and went past me.
Did he give you a mean look?
No, he didn't even look at me.
What? What did the guy
Wait,
look
just
like?
paddling?
He had that shorty wetsuit on.
Oh, the purple board?
Yeah.
He's had a rat tail?
I don't think he had a rat
Bald?
tail. I thought he was bald.
Yeah, bald. He kind of had that hard ass look
Yeah,
the
he
whole
had
time.
tats and
Yeah,
shit.
I know exactly
He
what you're
looked
talking
Puerto
about.
Rican.
Yeah, local
But,
dude.
Yeah, I was just like, I literally don't know why he did it, but he grabbed my ankle and I laughed. I said, "Oh shit." What's
Did he grab
up?
it hard?
Well, no, it was more like he just held my ankle. It was weird, man. It was like
That is weird.
He just held my ankle for about 2 seconds. And I laughed and said, "What's up?" And then he just paddled past me.
That dude was aggro the whole time, though.
Yeah, because he was getting no waves.
Did it intimidate you that he grabbed your ankle?
Well, I was like, I was confused
Yeah,
more than
See, it's
anything.
more of a psychological game for him, you know? He's like, I'll just grab his ankle.
Yeah.
Fuck with his psyche.
It didn't fuck with my psyche because he just got out after that. So
Maybe that's his thing, man. He grabs ankles.
That's a weird thing
He's got
to
an
do.
ankle fetish.
Yeah.
I did see a lot of people when they would take waves and like do turns right next to people paddling. They would kind of touch them. Did you notice that at all?
yeah.
They would like fucking slap them in the face or something like
Or
that.
just try the hardest to spray them.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just.
But I saw them actually getting their
Classic
hand down and
intimidation.
like touching their head and stuff like that while they were doing it. It was weird.
Yeah, it was a friendly vibe, man. Everyone was just touching each other, feeling each other. You know? Wasn't aggressive.
I felt like it was a pretty aggressive vibe.
Yeah, it was.
It had aggressive undertones. While the touch might have been light and sensual, the undertones associated were of aggressiveness and superiority.
It was a lot of passive aggressive stuff because
It
there
was
one.
very. I didn't like that.
Yeah,
You know? If
there
you're
was
gonna be
one
aggro, just be
one
aggro.
guy that just took off on a wave, and he was way behind it, and he flicks his board up at a guy, basically at the guy that's paddling over the wave,
Yeah.
and it hits him right in the leg, and the guy's like and the guy's like, "Are you alright?" He's like, "Yeah, I guess." Like not like obviously like it hurt like a little bit, but he didn't tell this guy, and he was like, "Oh, it's cool," but
Was he a white guy that got hit?
Yeah, they were both white.
Oh shit.
But it was like really passive aggressive.
I
and he
guess.
was- yeah.
Dude, this is a weird place when it comes to, like, how the lineups work. Because there are the crazy Puerto Rican guys out there that are so aggro that, like, all these Americans are coming down and trying to surf. But then you got Americans down here that are, like, battling amongst themselves. But they don't even... So it's, like, a weird dynamic out there.
I didn't like it personally. Just how that specific session felt. It felt weird.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta get above that and kind of just forget about it.
Well, at a certain point, the three of us found ourselves at the top of the lineup.
Yeah.
Like, with no
one
one
around us.
with like 50 yards of us.
Yeah.
I don't
So
know how
was
that
good.
happened.
Well, that was just lunchtime. We got on it late.
Yeah.
We kept surfing, and the wind switched. Kind of, people thought it was shitty, but it honestly wasn't.
At that point, when it was just us three out there, it was pretty
it
good.
was good.
You know.
I had a couple fun ones.
Yeah, it was definitely fun, but definitely feels good to be drinking some Medallas.
I kept
back
yelling
at the
to
house.
Rye the whole session, like, I just want beer.
Yeah.
Dude, I actually
I was so
got
ready
out-
for beer.
I actually got out in the middle of the session to get water, and got to the beach, and the girls we were with had like a fresh beer ready for me. Chugged the beer, and I was like, this is gonna be so amazing.
Yeah.
But then because I was so dehydrated from traveling here,
Yeah.
like this was our first session after traveling like 12, 13 hours straight, no sleep. So I drank a beer and I got like kind of buzzed, and I was like, oh fuck, man. And then I paddled back out and just dealt with it.
You
Yeah.
feel nourished.
I couldn't believe you didn't see me getting out when you went back in. We were like 10 feet away, and I was waving. Like, what are you doing? You going back out? And you just
I just
kept
left you
walking.
hanging.
Yeah.
I died the tiger.
I was like, well, shit.
This is probably what happened. You were probably getting out, and I remember saying this on the beach. After this beer, I am freaking out there. I was like, I'm so out there. So I was probably just like, oh yeah, I'm going straight to the top of the lineup, and that's what I did. Exerted dominance.
Yeah. Gotta show the dominance.
It's hard, man. We're so fucking pale down here.
Yeah, it's hard,
not.
yeah.
It doesn't help
It's
at
so
all.
obvious.
Yeah, it sucks because literally you can. As soon as we paddle out, we're the whitest kids out
Yeah.
there ever.
By a large margin.
Yeah, and
too.
this is a time where people are ending like their vacation, like their week, whatever,
Mhm.
down here. So they're really tan, and they
Yeah.
feel like they own some part of that spot after
Yeah.
a week. So
Yeah, I felt really unconfident. Just I would look down at myself and be like, I'm fucking pale.
yeah, and the sun wasn't even out that hard.
Yeah.
That's why we gotta go somewhere where people are pale in general. Europe.
So France,
Yeah, let's go on a trip
Ireland.
to Europe.
Ireland.
Or go to a place on a trip where we have to wear wetsuits so no one can tell that
Yeah,
we're super pale.
but
Probably the best option.
Or just move to a place where it's warm all the time.
yeah,
California.
or just go tanning.
Billy's going to California. Yeah, just go tanning beds in the off season.
GTL.
Dude, my California trip.
Have you heard about this, Rye?
I could
Yeah.
be tan all year long going
Yeah.
out there.
Could be.
It's just so ridiculously expensive out in California.
It really is.
when
But
we're-
but also New Jersey's not cheap to live in either.
Yeah. Well, there's definitely bad neighborhoods where that keeps the rent low.
Yeah.
But there's bad neighborhoods in California.
Yeah, I could live in Compton.
You definitely could not live in Compton.
You live in Long
You
Beach
could
where
die in Compton.
Dubs lives. Definitely die in
Listen,
Compton.
Compton is gonna get gentrified.
Hipsters in Compton.
all you need is Urban Outfitters to make a Compton T-shirt,
Yeah.
and then hipsters are gonna be like, "Oh, look at my ironic Compton T-shirt,"
Yeah.
and then they're all gonna want to move there, and then boom,
And then a Whole Foods.
Bakeries.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Whole Foods springs up.
Whole Foods,
BJ's.
organic coffee shops,
Yeah.
and then one thing leads to another, and you got people riding fixed-gear bikes, wearing top hats, whatever the fuck they do,
With their mustaches.
and then boom, somehow it's safe again. But those first hipsters that move into bad neighborhoods, are they some brave people?
I don't have respect for the second wave hipsters, but those first wave people,
Yeah, that move there.
yeah, when it's just like a ghetto shithole.
And especially what like freaks me out is how different they probably look compared to the people that live there currently when they
Yeah,
first,
like-
when hipsters first started.
Like, look
moving
at a
in.
place like Brooklyn. You know, the first hipsters probably looked like aliens to the people that lived in Brooklyn.
People, and I'm not trying to be racist here, but we're probably specifically talking about neighborhoods consisting of mostly African Americans,
Black people.
and they have their own culture, and it's celebrated. And I celebrate it too. It's a great culture.
I listen to 50 Cent.
And then white, and then we're talking about white hipsters usually.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just
It's a changing dynamic for both fields.
We're talking stereotypes here. We're not trying to get too.
Well, here's the thing that racism kind of misses is that like race doesn't define like your character, but there's a different culture between races. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
White culture is different.
You can't
from,
ignore that.
Than black culture. It doesn't mean that your individual character changes because of your race. You know?
Yeah.
But there's a total difference in culture.
Yeah.
Between the races, and that's just historical. You know, that's due to
how it has to be.
Yeah, and there's nothing wrong with that at all. But when you get these hipsters in these black neighborhoods, I've never experienced it, but I can't imagine how it goes at first.
It's kind of what I would do if I would move up to Asbury Park.
No, that's not even close. That's already been gentrified.
That's already been. All right, we'll say Long Branch then, by the hospital.
No, anywhere where you can walk a block and there's like a $1 million
not Long Branch
condo complex.
Oh yeah.
I don't think that's a band.
Right by the beach. But it's crazy the difference between like a mile away is like you have people right next to the hospital that's like that are like that, and then the fucking Jews.
Whoa, like that product of their environment. Let's be politically correct here.
Yeah.
No, I'm just fucking.
After 5 medallions.
Can we get back to surfing?
All right.
Yeah, but still, mad respect to those hipsters that go in there with their.
That's a deep rabbit
with
hole.
their army boots on. They go so hard with their army boots.
Yeah.
And their leather jackets.
Mm-hmm.
You're not seeing any of that in these neighborhoods before these people move in. So it's so different in how they look that they're standing out.
How do they not get their ass kicked?
And I don't think they get their ass kicked so much, but I think they definitely get heckled.
Yeah.
Which honestly is
fair.
Yeah,
fair game.
Very fair.
Because I heckle them sometimes too.
Yeah, you should be allowed to heckle anybody.
Yeah, anyone should be allowed to heckle anyone.
But oh yeah, more beers.
We need more beers.
Yeah, we're all cracking one right now. Sorry, guys.
We're gonna have to make a trip to the store tomorrow.
Yeah.
We bought what, 4 cases today?
4 cases.
But see, that's the thing I was saying. The small beer cans throw you for a fucking loop.
Yeah, they really do.
It's weird how 2 ounces can make an insane difference on your consumption of beer.
Well, it gets multiplied exponentially.
So, after a couple beers, do we think we can paddle to the island 13 miles
Okay, so yeah,
away?
we were just talking about this. There's an island in the distance, in the horizon, that if you eyeballed it, you'd probably say, what, like 20 miles?
Yeah.
So we found out that it was about 13 miles away. It's a very small island, but we're trying to debate whether we could paddle it.
And when you say paddle, you mean stand-up paddling?
Well, it initially started just paddling like Eddie Aikau style, you know, on a big board, just
on your knees, like.
Yeah. So here's the parameters of it. It's ideal conditions, like
the best conditions you could ever ask for.
Yeah, below 5 miles an hour offshore, just mellow water, sunny.
No, you want it a little cloudy, so it's not you're not dying.
Right, right, fair enough. Partly cloudy, partly sunny, whichever you want to call it.
Oh my god.
I mean, let's get ideal straight. I mean, clearly define it.
And you have 1 day.
Am I allowed to have water on my board?
No, you just have your board. You have a whole day.
That's fucked. People are allowed water when they normally don't.
Well, when you get to the other side.
Yeah.
No, you should be. I think you should be allowed to have a bottle of water.
Okay, fine.
Bring 1 bottle.
Yeah. But you have to keep it on your board, you know, and that's a challenge.
No, you get a little strap.
There's no one.
I've seen it. These boards that people do these crazy paddles with, they have a cup holder, and they have bottles of water on it.
I'm not looking at it in the same perspective, I guess. I'm looking at it
as almost like a Tour de France vibe. How you're riding a bike up a fucking mountain, and these guys on the Tour de France have water bottles on their bikes. So same thing. You should have a strap on your surfboard. Drink some water. It's to reach peak efficiency. You need water.
All right.
Fair enough. All right, you get 1 bottle of water if you can keep it on your goddamn board.
Yeah.
Well, I'll design a kick-ass strap.
Okay, I don't think I could sup it, honestly. I don't sup. I think I'd have a better chance of actually paddling it.
I agree.
And if you gave me a whole day, yeah, I think I got that easy.
Yeah,
honestly.
kind of easy. No.
I mean, I've seen too much.
I would need a motivation on the other side too. Like, what's on
Like
that
boobies?
island? Something like that.
Beer,
a
honestly.
prize,
Beer.
a monetary prize.
Monetary prize would be nice, but
All the
that's what they
basics.
do for your Tour de France's, or don't they drink beer right after? It's supposed to nourish you.
No, they definitely
Those
don't
people
do
that ride in the Tour de France don't drink alcohol at all.
that. They
All right, not the Tour de France, but like a run. Let's say like
Yeah, they get hammered
No,
after.
that's what-
Like Nick Holland drinks after every
No, he
run he
drinks
does.
before.
That's what Nick Holland does. That's not what elite.
I'm not
runners
saying
do.
Nick Holland, but I'm
Yeah,
saying
we're talking
like,
about us.
I'm saying the general public after you do like
Yeah,
a
you get
5,
drunk.
10K or something like that, you get a little
A
hammered.
5K is 3 miles. If
All right, I said 5 to 10.
Every American should be able to run 3 miles, and if they can't, they need to like change the way they're living their life.
Well, you just directed your argument at like 70% of Americans.
70% of Americans are extremely out of shape.
Not out of shape, obese.
Yeah,
Like,
obese.
Too lazy to even consider it.
Yeah.
No, but
But-
they'll be the first to die when shit goes down. I don't know what it is
well,
going to be.
did you know
but-
that if you weigh, I think it's over 300 pounds, you could go a month without eating, and you can drink water and survive
What?
because your body will just eat away at your fat.
It's called ketosis.
Is that what it's called?
It's when the body burns fat for energy.
And you can just survive off your own fat.
That's
So,
pretty sweet.
so if they just lay down during an apocalypse, they'll be good to go for like a month.
Like cockroaches. Now I'm gonna starve.
Dude, think about the first month of the apocalypse. Everyone else is freaking out, trying to
Yeah,
go
they're
to the-
running around,
going to
yeah.
the- trying to get to the supermarket, like get supplies, and that fat guy is just like,
Just-
I know I got a month stored away. I'm good for now. I'll let all these other people run
Yeah.
around. I'm gonna lay low for a month, just let some of this fat burn off, and then I'll start making moves.
And you know, in the first month, like 60% of people die. You know.
yeah.
So that's a lot of his competition gone.
Oh,
Johnny-
just seen a Snapchat of Johnny Johnson. He told me he was gonna go spearfishing, so it looks like he
caught one.
He speared a fucking fish.
It wasn't
caught
that big, but it's pretty
Dude.
impressive.
I've never caught a fish that big.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying spearfishing's not impressive, but for lunch, that's a small lunch.
That's a 5-pound
Yeah.
fish, and that's no.
Yeah, I mean you're getting a
That's
little
no easy
snackage,
feat.
Yeah.
That's a good task.
It's-
That's a good feat that he accomplished. I'm
but
proud
he's
of that
definitely
guy.
gonna need a burger later.
Yeah. That's just impressive that if it was a spearfishing event.
Yeah, that's what he said he was doing.
Yeah.
Maybe spear gun. I don't know if he had a gun or if he had to throw the spear.
I don't know. He's got all the stuff for it pretty much. He loves.
Did
that
he
shit.
bring that on the plane?
I don't know. He definitely brought flippers. He definitely brought goggles. Definitely brought his gloves that he wears.
All right, the gloves don't take that much room. I brought flippers,
Yeah.
and if I had a pair of gloves, I'll throw them in there.
I don't think that a spear gun would make it through security.
Yeah. All right.
No, you gotta
Well,
put
he
that
probably
on a
rented
checked
that.
bag. Yeah,
He
you gotta
probably
check
rented.
that on your checked luggage.
Or maybe he used a net.
Dude, no. He's too badass to use a net. He speared that thing.
Is he really into like water sports
He's
like
a
that?
waterman.
He's just a sportsman.
He's not. I think he's a water sportsman.
Yeah. But he loves like NASCAR and stuff.
Really?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, I don't know if it's
No.
fake love for NASCAR.
Like an
but-
ironic love?
yeah.
Because me and Billy talk. We don't talk a lot, but we talk about going to a NASCAR event.
I mean, apparently it's wild.
Dude, I think it'd be amazing to
Yeah.
go to
I
a
think it's
NASCAR
on the
event.
same level of going to see the Grand Canyon. Just-
What?
Just on a scale thing.
Just for this reason. The reason you go to the Grand Canyon is to be like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like this before in my life. And the same thing would happen if I went to a NASCAR race.
That's true, except
I
you'd be
would-
hammered.
I would get there and be like, oh my god, I've never seen anything like this in my life. Because I don't think you guys realize the scale
No, I
of
understand.
these races.
Yeah,
remember
they're
when
huge.
Remember when they played the football game in the middle of the racetrack? On the college football bowl game last year, they played in the middle of a NASCAR racetrack, and the field looks so small
Yeah.
in the middle of this track. It took the whole football field barely took up a third of the inside of the racetrack.
Well, the track is like generally a mile, right?
A mile, a half mile.
That's
all
a
vary.
long ways.
They all change. I think the standard is a half mile.
And think about a regular track's pretty big.
500 times.
It's a quarter mile.
Yeah, it's a fucking... Yeah, it was insane to see the football game played on that, because it made you realize how big those NASCAR stadiums are. They're fucking huge. There's probably 500,000 people in those things.
Do they
I
sell
don't know
beer?
that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And
How
I
much,
bet you,
how much do you think a beer costs there?
I bet you it's a little bit cheaper than NFL games, but it's still probably
Because you know they all take their own beer.
Yeah.
They bring a whole cooler.
Are you
Well,
allowed
yeah.
to do that?
No, I'm definitely.
Yeah.
There's tailgates that go on and shit like that.
Yeah,
They
no,
bring
you-
a cooler.
you
They
can
buy a
actually-
seat for their cooler.
Yeah.
You know.
I don't think you know that for sure.
I don't. I just pull that out of my ass. But I wouldn't be
Yeah.
surprised if some dude put the big cooler right next
Yeah,
to
I
him.
I
don't
think
think
there's
and then his
definitely
wife right
less
next to the
rules
cooler.
with these things.
Yeah, but I think letting people bring their own beer into it is too dangerous.
No, I think they definitely let that happen.
Well,
I'll
good on
be
those
damned.
people, because if that is...
Oh, those two birds are having sex.
No, they're
I
not.
swear to God, dude.
Alright.
The one just mounted it.
But
Alright, go ahead.
if, granted, at NFL games, people have to buy expensive beers, and somehow they still get shit hammered where they end up fighting each other. There's a good amount of fights at these NFL games.
Yeah.
And you have to buy $8, $9 beers to get that drunk to fight someone.
Yeah.
So good on these NASCAR people. If they're allowed to bring in a whole cooler full of beer and there's not that many fights, that's a good environment, man.
Well, I think it's a different.
They got something going over
It's
there.
a different type of thing though, because when you go to a football game, you know exactly who your enemy is. It's me versus the other guy.
Oh, yeah.
When you have NASCAR, everyone is rooting for what, 40 different cars?
Yeah.
You know, so if you really want to get in a fight, it'd have to be a brawl between everybody.
Well, no. What if that just means more opportunities for more rivalries? Where you could be like, oh yeah, you like Jimmy Johnson? I fucking hate Jimmy Johnson. Kyle Busch, pah!
Maybe.
Damn Danica Patrick.
And then Danica Patrick
Everyone
fan-
hates Danica
and then,
Patrick.
and then that guy jumps
Yeah.
in. It's a whole fucking thing. It could be awesome.
I
But
think-
it doesn't happen. So good on those people, because I never hear about it.
I think they
I think
all
they just
enjoy it
brush it
too
under the
much.
rug, yeah.
They all enjoy the actual event too much to really let that like
So-
get in the way
it's
of
so
it.
boring, though. I don't think they enjoy it. Because when you're watching a football game, it's stimulating. The game's changing. The situation changes. The NASCAR thing, it's just... Whoa, and they go around to the other side of the track and they come back around.
Yeah.
Like,
There's a lead change every 10 laps.
and they do that 500 times.
Yeah.
Like, you can't be interested the whole time.
Well, that's why they just get
That's why
hammered.
that's why they're
They get
hammered.
absolutely hammered.
So there's got to be some plot lines going on in these stadiums.
Do you think they're just waiting for a crash?
Well, yeah.
But what if you miss it? Then you're fucked.
Or it's on the other side of the track?
Well, there's always replays, but
But
They don't have Megatrons in the NASCAR track?
yeah, they definitely do.
No, they don't.
Come on, am I wrong with this?
No, I think they have Megatrons there.
Do they?
They gotta have.
Yeah, I think they do.
21st century guy.
These
But-
people aren't.
You think they play cornhole in the stands? Like they just make a whole thing out of it?
I don't think there's one rule associated with the.
It's like Texas.
Yeah.
Because the stands are huge. I think you got enough room to spread out.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you'd be surprised how many people
and it's
pack
not
these stands.
it's not fold down seats. It's just benches.
Yeah.
Like
You
aluminum.
don't get an individual seat. You just go. You know, you get a general admission ticket and you sit on a bench. Based on what I've seen in Talladega Nights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I watched the NASCAR race.
That wipeout was pretty crazy in Talladega. Lasted like 50 seconds.
Yeah, I don't think that's realistic.
Dude, you know what? I used to play a PlayStation 2 game. It was a NASCAR game. And it was the worst game ever. It was exactly like in real life where nothing happens. You just drive around in a circle.
I like the road racing games
until
like Burnout.
when you're playing the NASCAR game and you turn your car around
Yeah, and you
go
start
in the
driving
opposite
backwards.
direction.
That's the only way it's fun.
Yeah, but then you lose.
Yeah, but I
It's,
mean,
it's better than racing the race.
we were not raised to be winners or losers. We were raised for this.
Entertainment.
No, but that's why you don't get the NASCAR game. Burnout. That was the game.
I
You
don't
get
know.
points for
We didn't play
fucking
that
other
one.
cars up.
It sounds like GTA or something.
It was kind of like GTA without you couldn't get out of your car.
That's more fun, man. You shouldn't be able to get out.
Yeah.
You gotta like.
That's why I kind of like Skate 1 better, because you couldn't walk.
Yeah.
As nice it is to be able to walk and skate too,
Yeah.
there's some cool about Skate 1 is where you're always on your board.
They need to make another one of those.
They won't. I think as a trilogy, they did what they needed to do.
There's rumors.
I could definitely use a Skate 4 though.
I could too. Skate 3 was not that great.
Yeah. Like the spots were good. Like some of them were good, but not all of them really were.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Anyone need another beer?
I'm good for right now.
I could use another
Alright, I'm
one.
gonna get another sixer.
So, me and Brendan on the plane ride over here listened to a podcast about Richard Simmons. Richard Simmons, for anyone who doesn't know, is the guy the workout guy. I'm sure everyone's seen the videos or cassette tapes he put out of the curly-headed, crazy Jewish guy in short, sparkly shorts.
Are you talking about Richard Simmons?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
And he screams like he's screaming and having a great time. He's playing. I think his biggest DVD or video cassette tape hit was "Getting Fit to the Sounds of the Oldies."
Yeah, it was like burning fat to the oldies or some shit like
so
that.
it's that guy.
He sold like 200 million copies.
So there's a podcast about him. It's about first episode of the podcast.
Wait. What do you think it would be about?
I already filled Ryan on a little bit.
He
so
told me a little bit about it.
He's been briefed.
But go ahead, Bill.
So, there's a Richard Simmons podcast. Richard Simmons is not on the podcast. He doesn't speak at all on it.
So how trustworthy is this thing?
In fact, nobody has heard from Richard Simmons since 2014. This guy, Richard Simmons, was always in the news. He's on Ellen's show.
David Letterman.
He's on David Letterman. He's putting out a new video every other month, workout video. And then one day in 2014, he doesn't show up to teach his class, which he taught for 40 years straight.
40 years straight.
Never missed a class. And then one day he missed a class.
And never came back.
Never came back.
And no one's heard from him since that day.
That's fucking wild.
I'm just thinking
An
like,
insane public figure just missing.
and especially
All
this
right.
guy, the workout guy that you know is crazy as fuck,
Yeah.
gone. Like, there's probably so many other weird stories like that out there.
Yeah.
And then this is why I love fucking podcasts and shit like that, because I would have never known that.
Yeah.
And it
That's
seems
not on
like,
ABC.
Well, it's weird that no one knows that Richard Simmons is missing. Or is he missing or no one's heard from him?
no one's heard from him.
So-
They think he's still alive. He's in his house. Everyone thinks he's in his house because he put a big fence up, and that's all everyone knows. He hasn't left his
So
house.
he's like Willy Wonka almost.
Yeah, basically pulled a Willy Wonka, held up in his house, won't answer anyone's phone calls,
Jesus Christ.
and no one's heard from him.
An
They
insane
don't, so no one,
public
no one
figure.
really knows if he's in the house. So technically,
Yeah, he could be dead.
yeah,
He's just gonna come out like with a cult at some point.
dude, he basically had a cult.
Yeah.
All the people that were buying his videos and shit,
Yeah.
it was pretty much a cult.
I mean, if you don't think he's God, then why are you buying that video?
Well, I think, imagine, here's an example they talked about. Imagine you're 300 pounds, you're way overweight, and you've tried all these different ways to get skinny. And this obesity is just ruining your life. You can't find love, you have no energy, people look at you in disgust. You gotta change your life. You tried everything, and then boom, Richard Simmons comes along.
Just
Changes your
yelling.
life.
Yeah.
If he was the guy that made you get skinny after you tried a bunch of different things and somehow you lost all that weight because of him, dude, he saved your life. Because you were going to die of a heart attack, and
Yeah.
he saved your life, probably.
And the reason they say is because you get the typical workout tape, it's like a really hot chick.
Yeah. And
Generally.
you just jerk off.
Well, if you're you. But most people, it's like, dude, I can't look like that. No one looks like that, you
Yeah.
know? But Richard Simmons looks like the most regular guy.
Yeah.
So they see this guy who looks regular, and that's what these fat people want to
Yeah,
look.
but if you're 300 pounds and he gets you to lose 100 pounds,
Yeah.
he saved your life.
Exactly.
Like,
But that's why they respect it, because, like, oh, I can achieve that. I can achieve what he's done.
but I hope that guy. I've only listened to one of these podcasts where, so basically the whole point of the podcast is this guy is investigating what happened and where he is. Maybe he's in Mexico. Who fucking knows? You know, he could be doing some weird shit.
All right, what did you, in the first 10 minutes, where did you think Richard Simmons was?
I don't know.
I honestly thought he was living a nice life in Thailand. This is what I wanted, personally. I was like, he's just living alone in Thailand, secluded, enjoying himself.
He would never fit in Thailand.
You're right.
But the same way we talked about hipsters not fitting in these African American communities, maybe
Yo.
maybe he fucking pulled it.
Did you hear Andrew Futterer, Boo's brothers in Thailand?
Yeah.
Doing
Yeah.
what?
I mean,
chilling.
he's fucking always doing shit like
Yeah.
that. He's
Yeah,
always around.
but that's wild.
I've never heard about him in America. You
Yeah.
know? So it's Andrew Futter is fucking Indonesia or some
Yeah,
shit.
yeah. But still, that's sick.
Yeah. Whenever I
I
hear
mean,
he's
I
in
would,
Are there
never,
waves
I would
there?
never want to go to Thailand. I don't know.
Are there-
there's not
no-
that many waves in Thailand.
So he's just kind of hanging.
There's
Chilling.
Yeah.
He said I saw him on a motor scooter or something, just checking out race patties.
Yeah.
I was like, I mean, I don't know if that's immature of me, but if it's not really a surf trip, I'm like wondering why you're there.
My girlfriend wants.
That's definitely immature.
My
of you.
girlfriend
Yeah.
wants to go to Thailand.
Or a beer trip.
And I'm trying to convince her to go to Bali instead. I'm like, it's the same thing as Thailand. It's just like on an island a mile away. And there's waves there. There's no waves in Thailand. It's the same fucking thing. You can still get a curry dish.
Well, when does
Whatever the
she
fuck.
want to go?
Not for like a year, man.
She probably wants to go for the New Year's thing.
Yeah.
They have that light
I don't
thing.
think she gives a fuck about that. She just wants to go and eat the vegetarian food. And
Gay?
That
get a
should
tan.
not be a reason for a vacation.
I mean,
want to go eat
obviously-
the food there.
Obviously, you want to experience the culture and get a tan and drink beers on the beach.
Yeah, when I go to a place, I want to eat their food, but I don't go to a place because I want to eat their
Yeah.
food. You
Some
know,
people are more passionate about it.
I guess so.
Yeah.
fault them for
That's
that.
what makes me wonder, like, some people.
Dude, some
Like-
people like surfing, some people like
Yeah.
have the same passion for food. Some
But,
people
like-
have it for fucking hang gliding.
Yeah.
Those people are fucking idiots.
But, like, surfing is what got me into, like, wanting to travel.
Yeah.
So, like.
But food
that's-
could do the same exact thing, you know? Food
Yeah.
comes from all over the fucking
Well,
world.
it's Guy Fieri.
But at the same time,
Best.
most of the people that travel for food that I know are fat, you know?
Yeah.
So that's why I guess I have an animosity towards it.
Yeah, I mean, food's great and all, but
I don't
I
think it
feel
should
like-
be your top priority
Yeah,
to
yeah.
go somewhere.
to go somewhere to eat.
It's more like an accessory, you
Yeah.
know, something added on to your experience.
Like, for this trip, I feel like if I don't eat
Empanadillas.
the greatest thing ever. I mean, obviously, I want to eat empanadas all the time, but if I don't eat the greatest food ever, I don't really care.
Puerto Rican food
necessarily.
is not world renowned.
Yeah,
and
well,
and
exactly.
it makes its way to America, so it's not like we've never had it. We don't get the real kind of Thai food in America. We get a watered down American version with sugar.
Well, what is Puerto Rican food? What constitutes a traditional Puerto Rican dish?
I think
We gotta ask Brett.
plantains, maybe. I don't fucking know.
I don't think they really have
Mofongo?
a defined, like, cultural dish.
Yeah.
I think
I
it's
know-
mofongo.
What is that?
It's like they mash up like plantains and like potatoes maybe, and it's like this mashed up thing. I don't know.
It sounds
I think
disgusting.
empanadas are pretty Puerto Rican.
Empanadas, yeah. Maybe that's just because there's a really nice empanada
Well,
around the corner.
Greg, my roommate's mom is like so into empanadas, and so is the dad.
Are they Puerto Rican?
Yeah, they're Puerto Rican, and
Oh, I spilled jelly around the floor, right?
oh,
Jesus.
Jesus Christ, grape jelly, everyone.
I'm
It's
just
everywhere.
knock on wood. We have yet to spill beer on the phone that we're recording with. That's happened twice already out of
Yeah.
2.
It
So-
probably will happen right now. if
I mean, we'll see what happens. There is a lot of beer. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 15 beers surrounding the phone, but we'll
Yeah.
see what happens.
beer to phone odds are not good.
Are Greg's parents? Did they come here from Puerto Rico?
I don't think they're like that, but
Grandparents, maybe.
yeah, maybe grandparents. I know the grandparents are like crazy old and don't really speak English, so I
So-
think
so they're probably from Puerto
fucking
Rico.
right out of Puerto Rico and came here.
That's interesting.
But Greg's dad is more Puerto Rican, is like the most Puerto Rican, and
Yeah.
then the mom is like a little bit, I
Mhm.
think, but like Irish. So it's
Oh, that's
weird,
a weird
combo.
mix.
Yeah. So she's like potatoes and empanadas.
All right, I got some. I gotta wait till Billy gets back. But speaking of Irish, Nah, dude, it's too big a news for you to not be sitting next to me. Just give us a sec, people. We were just talking about being Irish. Sit down, Bill. I've been talking to Mom about this a good bit, but next year, I'm not planning on going back to school. I'm planning on going to Ireland.
Why don't you just finish?
I knew you were gonna say that.
That's so stupid. Just because if you
Do a study abroad.
Worst case scenario, you go there, you fucking get sidetracked, and then you never finish, and then you just wasted 3 years. You know?
I
Why
think
can't you wait a year to go to
I could either
Ireland?
waste 3 years or I could waste 4 years.
Why can't you just wait 1 year to go to Ireland?
I want to go now.
Ireland's not going anywhere. It's not changing. It hasn't changed in a long time.
What about study abroad programs in Ireland?
Why do you want to go to Ireland? There's nothing there.
There's waves there.
Yeah, it's like really fickle.
It's your heritage, though.
Ireland is super fickle.
There's beer.
It's more fickle than New Jersey.
Lots of potatoes.
The waves that break there don't break very often, even less than New Jersey. And when they do,
McFanning's there.
the clips you see are of a 1 foot shallow slab that you do not have the ability to surf.
Yeah. I'm going.
Yeah, I'm doing it. Honestly,
I'm not backing
Brad,
it now. Maybe maybe I'll start to come around.
you need to look into study abroad so you can do both. I know a chick that's doing it right now, and she's really good titties. She's over there.
I don't think Temple does Ireland.
You can do it.
You can
through
find out.
another school.
Yeah.
Cabrini does.
You can do it through Arcadia.
Cabrini, yeah, Arcadia and Cabrini basically cover all countries.
Yeah.
You could go to
Trinity.
Laos.
Trinity College.
You could do a semester in Laos or Laos, whatever it is.
Yeah. Or you could
Sudan.
you could just transfer to Trinity for your last year.
Yeah.
Saying.
Maybe.
Hopefully all your credits transfer and you
What's in
graduate
Ireland
as-
that you want to see?
Ireland.
My parents went there on their honeymoon and they loved it, so I'm sure it's sick. You just gotta
Oh, it just seems dreary and cold.
yeah.
Dude, it's actually not that cold.
Yeah,
There's
no, it's
castles
like, it's
there.
Probably
There's
like,
sick castles.
It's probably like 45 degrees and rainy from November till April.
Yeah.
Like, so it's the same as here, except I bet you it's less sunny.
Probably. Same as here as in Puerto Rico.
No. Same as at home in
Yeah.
the north and east mid-Atlantic region.
It's less seasonal. Doesn't get as warm, it doesn't get as cold.
I think it's just really gray and
It's in the middle.
not that sunny. And
They have Guinness
do you ever drink a Guinness?
a couple of times.
I don't really like it.
It's pretty
yeah,
good.
alright. I shouldn't be bashing your idea to go to Ireland just because I don't get it. But if you're doing it, then yeah, go for it.
Yeah.
Just think about it before. Because what are you going to do for a whole year if you're not going to school? What are you going to do when you get there?
Just get a job.
Doing what?
I don't know, I'll figure it out.
Right? Glad you thought this through. I guess you got some time to figure it
Yeah,
out.
dude, I have months to figure it out.
Just
I don't have my job set.
Yeah, true.
Just do school over there and you'll be good.
I don't know. I don't know if I really believe in school anymore.
Yeah, but
Honestly-
you did
honestly.
3 years of school.
Yeah.
I think you might as well finish.
I think I could care less whether I finish or not.
Yeah, but that would be so much
That'd be
waste of money.
Ill-advised, I think.
What would I earn from finishing?
A degree.
That gets me nowhere.
That gets
It
you.
could help you a little bit.
It's a standard.
A little bit.
It's no, it doesn't. It's
All
a
right,
standard
here-
of
all right,
what's today.
I totally had that argument against myself, which you guys have against me right now. But the career that I'm currently thinking about pursuing is chartering boats.
Oh, well, then you should drop out of school right
And
now.
in no way do I need a degree to do that. I need hours and experience. So that's why I said, well, why the fuck am I in school if that's what I want to do? So I should drop out right now, which is exactly what you just said. So that's why I thought I should just do it right now.
But again, at the same time, I think it's not like a year of your life it's hard to say that it's not a precious commodity, but if you're looking over the course of a lifetime, 1 year, it's hard to say you're not missing out on a year. Like, it's hard to say that you can afford to give up a year for something.
Yeah.
Because then you're thinking, oh, I'm going to waste a whole year of my life doing this. That's insane to think about. But in the long fucking run of things, a year is nothing.
Well, you also have to account for that it's a youthful year that's really
Precious.
at this point in time too. I only have like 4 more years of real youth, you know.
No, I definitely get that,
Yeah.
but
Like, I'm in my window right now.
yeah. And that's a whole different argument of, why we go to college at 18 when we don't really know what we do until 30.
Yeah.
But that's a whole different argument.
Yeah.
Start something, how I was raised, you start something, you finish it.
The old Gallagher.
Ah.
That's a very Gallagher
That's such a
perspective.
hard-ass dad phrase.
Yeah.
But
Like,
it's true.
You're gonna finish it.
It's true though, dude.
yeah, but what if you totally regret what you started?
I don't know.
Exactly. That's
I'm not
where
sure.
that's where
I'm
I
not
found
in the
myself.
I'm not in the same boat.
You know where I found myself? I was in class like earlier in January this semester, and I was like, you know what? I don't think I want to try to have a career in art. And that's a tough thing to do when you major in art, you know? And I thought, what do I really want to do? And I think, dude, I think I want to sail boats and surf.
I don't think you know what you want to do.
I think, as of right now, that's my strongest inclination in terms of a career.
Yeah, but think about this. If you're trying to get a loan for this boat, if you're trying to, talk,
Well, there's some
link
complexities.
up.
There's some complexities to this boat chartering thing. So the way I've heard it from Brendan is that you get a license as a boat captain, and then you charter other people's boats.
You're right.
Like, you're sailing it for them. Because most of these rich fucks that own big boats are not going to be able to sail it from their dock in Cape May to their dock in St. Bart's.
Mhm.
And they want their boat down in St. Bart's. That's their prerogative. They're rich fucks. They got a boat. They want it moved from Cape May to St. Bart's in 2 weeks.
Right.
But I'm not good enough to do it. So
Yeah.
who's going to do it? Boom. This guy with a boat license, boat captain license, they're going to charter him, sail the boat down there for me. Don't fuck it up, and I'll fucking get it down there for you.
Exactly. So here's the thing. I've done extensive research on this. So pretty much what you have to do is you have to go through a course to get your captain's license. It costs about $500.
Did you start it yet?
No, but it's a couple months of a course. It's not much, you know. So even if I moved to Ireland and just picked up work there and then worked for my captain's license while I was there,
Yeah.
I could do it.
I feel like there's a lot of good ports in Ireland. A lot
Exactly.
of good sailing opportunities.
Yeah.
Get some. You could
Kerry County is where I'm looking at.
or you could be a like a deckhand.
yeah,
why
dude.
don't you get a job?
I'll work under someone.
Yeah. Why don't you try and get a job like when you're looking for work instead of doing the like typical waiter job, whatever this or that. It would be sick if you got a job on a boat.
Well, this summer I'm trying to work at a marina.
Okay.
And I might do waitering too, just for cash.
Yeah.
And in the mornings I'll do the marina, just to get experience, because then that counts as hours towards.
Who do we know in Wildwood that deals?
Dennis Noonan works at that dock.
Yeah, Dennis. I don't know.
Okay, yeah, fair enough.
But do we know anyone else that?
Well,
deals with
my
boats?
girlfriend literally works at the dock in Cape May. It would be a far bike ride, but.
The dock of the bay?
Do we know anyone else that has a boat down there or deals with that type of shit? I don't know.
I'm trying to think. I mean, my class, like hospitality management, this class I've been taking, he's been talking a lot about tourism, and apparently the cruise ship business, I don't know if that, I mean, obviously that's not where you would end up, to end up, but you would at least have experience on a boat, and you could be waitering at the same time.
Right.
No, I think
Here's
I don't
where
think
I'm
that's
looking.
you want to go.
I think I want to get my captain's license, and there's two forms of it. One's more serious, one's kind of less serious. I want to start off getting the less serious one because you can always upgrade. You know, you're just limited to a certain number of people at the less serious one, and then if I just take people's boats up and down the East Coast. Do you know what the mean salary of a charter captain is?
Probably like $60,000.
$121,000.
All right, no. All right, I'm gonna say this: people with expensive boats are not gonna hire a 20-year-old
All right,
shithead.
Fair enough. That's very fair. But you get paid a lot of money to do this type of shit.
Yeah, but you're gonna have to suffer for a couple years.
Which is fine. I'm down to. I would have to do that either way.
True.
You know. And
Well, get a job in Ireland as a fucking fisherman,
yeah.
and then I think you should go to this. All right, now I'm backing Ireland. Here's what you should do: go to Ireland, get a job on a fishing boat, pulling up nets or whatever the fuck they do.
Any job on a boat.
Eating porridge, doing whatever the fuck, sweeping up, like trying not to die, and then get some time on a boat. Then boom, come back to America and start doing the captain shit. I think that's a good fucking plan.
Yeah, I think that's a much better plan than just be an artist looking for work.
Yeah, because you're an alright artist.
I'm okay at it, you
Not
know?
a great artist.
See, the thing is...
Only the great artists make money.
Exactly. And that's where I realized, like, dude, I don't think I should do this as a career. So then I quickly shifted this.
But at the same time, you wouldn't want to give your boat to just an okay captain.
Yeah.
He's
Well,
okay, you know,
well,
he's had a couple near misses.
Well, it's an experience thing. The market is... Right, what are you looking at?
I just saw.
Can you focus for a second?
Sorry.
I'm trying to talk to you about a serious life decision.
This guy has no idea what to do with his life, man. He's freaking out,
Neither
man.
do I, dude.
The market for it is like Craigslist, where people post ads like, I'm looking for this, to sell this, when, now, here.
You'll just
you know?
take the shitty ones.
And I just have to kind of sell myself, you know what I mean? Like, oh, I can do it. Kind of fake it till you make it.
Anything else?
We'll do it, man.
And then you get more experience, you get more, like, reputation for
Well,
being
here's
a
what you
good
do.
captain.
You finish your year out at Temple.
I think
join the
you
rowing
finish-
team.
I think you finish. It's not a bad idea to finish. Wait one more year to do it.
Maybe. It's pretty
And-
bad in there.
And every break chance you get down to Florida and look for work.
Yeah, I think 1 year you can push it off the year.
Forget
What?
Ireland. Florida, if you want to do that, Florida's the place to be.
Yeah, Florida's not a bad place. Chartering all those boats out of the Keys down to the Bahamas.
Well, yeah, the East Coast is good because there's a lot of rich people in Florida that want their boats up to Jersey for the summer
Yeah.
and back down to Florida for the winter. So you just do that. You do that 4 times a year. That's a lot of money right there.
Huh, interesting.
Yeah.
All right, boys.
So, on that tangent.
What are we gonna do the rest of this trip? Drink more beers?
I'll probably take a nap after we close out this podcast.
I hear something over there, boys.
I'm a little drunk.
I'm very drunk.
All right. Well, we're gonna drink more beers.
I think there was a raking.
Maybe we'll get back to you guys tomorrow.
We're gonna drink more beers on this trip. We're gonna surf a couple more times, and if we get one more podcast in, great. If not, we were probably too drunk. So,
Yeah.
can we get some tunes for the folks on the way out?
Yeah. Let me get something set up. You got any sign off, Rye, that you want?
Let's thrash. This trip is gonna be pumping.
Right. Right. What do you want to hear to end it? What's a good song?
Bad and Bougie.
Okay. Well, here's Frightened by the Fall.
Good shit.
Stop Harris.
We hope so, though.
Someone's always on my track, so I need a doctor if you see more than you think so.
Well, mine's this. I mean,
I'm out of my place, gotta get back. I'm sweating a lot, you could feel the violence. I got shears pointed straight at my chest.